Back to the top of the StarTimes Uganda Premier League. But the Red Eagles, they must subdue, who do have a few troubles of their own. Very good afternoon, ladies and gentlemen.
It's going to be an interesting one, especially for players like Ashraf Mbazila coming in. Not players that, not the kind of player that has had quite a lot of playing time. So it's going to be a huge test with him. And of course, without Jonas Simo, he has that guile, but also the creativity he provides to Express. So you think that's going to be a big miss. But they still have players that you feel should be able to actually inspire this Express side, particularly players like Wagoina in attack who leads their scoring.
Timothy Gomez is there sharing a light moment with Shamira Nabada, who sports a new look there. The fabled dreadlocks gone here, but she'll be the fourth match official. As Brian Senyondo has to make alterations as well to his squad. Paul Muchwerez has to drop to the bench, as Hamim Terusweke also has to do with a spot on the bench, as well as Dudu Ramadan, all dropping to the bench. So 3 changes in there and paving way for the entrance here of Eric Mobert, who starts in that midfield. Frank Zagatumwesije will be tasked with orchestrating a lot in that midfield, while Jasper Hebwa returns from suspension.
I think the changes are just a message to all the players that this is the moment where you've got to prove yourselves. And I'm sure that for the Chitara players, they know how important this game is. The changes definitely had to be made because there were mistakes that were made, you could say, in the game that they lost to Vipers. Especially if you look at the first goal that they gave away, it had everything to do with poor defending. And somehow Dudu Ramadan is the player that has taken on whom the axe has fallen. But by and large, you think that Chitara come with a formidable side. Frank Tumwesije comes in with hunger because he's not been starting many games, so he should give them that spark and creativity that they need to actually unlock this Express side.
Well, he also happens to occupy the spot of the player that gave them the solitary goal that won this match in the reverse fixture, Paul Muchwerez, who sits on the bench today. Many will be hoping that he has a similar effect on this game. The reverse fixture, of course, ending 1-0, leaving Capone making the assist. But in the head-to-head, Express still have the upper hand against Chitara. Chitara have only won once. Express have 2 wins, and there have been no draws to date between the 2 sides.
Well, I think that record is a far cry if you consider that Express registered those 2 wins in the season where Chitara were relegated and Express were champions. If you look at the Express that we see today and you compare it to Chitara, you feel that this is the kind of game that Chitara walk onto the field as outright favorites to win.
Well, 3-game winless streak, and they haven't won their last 2 away games. They'll definitely be in and up for it, as the referee takes a quick glance at his watch and signals the commencement of the game. Chitara Football Club in the sky blue, the Royals here, up to make amends for last weekend. But the high-flying Red Eagles have been soaring slightly beneath the surface and have to pick it up tonight, dressed in the red and white, as Jude Semugabi instantly gets into the fray, looking to cross in. They could get an early lead, and the ball strikes the upright.
It's a very good position for Wagoina and Ramsey to get that ball over the wall.
And it's Wagoina gets it there. Good save from Crispus Kusima. Back to his former stomping grounds, and he will not be beaten yet.
Well, that was good goalkeeping from Crispus Kusima. I felt that that was always going to be a very dangerous ball being sent towards him. But he was quite firm. But I also feel that maybe Wagoina could have instead lifted that ball over the wall onto the right side of Kusima. I thought that it would have been much harder for Kusima to run from that end onto the right side to get to that ball. I don't know what you think, Jermaine.
I'll just tell you one thing, it's a technique easier called out than actually executed, especially with that very short frame to lift the ball and bring it back down.
Yeah.
You might understand why he opted to go for, well, where the wall had headed him off to.
Yeah, I guess so.
Looking to break now. Express Football Club. Now, he failed to retain possession, and Jude Semugabi leading the onslaught here of Chitara. They have a couple of bodies forward. Zaga Tumwesije to Omedi! There will be no other result expected. That is what happens when Omedi is in full stride on the counter-attack. Delightful little tap from Frank Zagatumwesije. And that is a well-executed counter-attack for Chitara to get back to winning ways, or at least for the moment, grab the lead once again. And Express 10 minutes, find themselves exposed.
But how obvious Express have appeared in that defensive side. I clearly can't understand how you can all be beaten by just that one pass. Of course, you've got to give credit to Jude Semugabi and the run that he makes, and then he places the pass into the area where Zaga just plays a one touch of it. That was very intelligent play from Frank Zaga. The finish also. We just don't think that they've been ruthless enough, Express. Yes, they've had the ball quite a bit in the early exchanges, but they have not really showed a lot of conviction in their play, especially in the final third.
Sanoga heading the ball back to the goalkeeper. That goal from Omedi, for the moment, sends Chitara right to the top of the StarTimes Uganda Premier League table again. 47 points they now hold. And Bull FC must be gnashing their teeth here, wondering why Express couldn't at least hold fort a little longer.
Yeah, definitely. For all the teams, I'm sure that it's not only Bull. I think that Vipers is feeling the same way. I'm sure that even Villa is feeling the same way, that maybe Express could have held back a little more. And
Zaga trying to press down, but Isalumu provides an outlet and immediately looks to lock the ball for Mansour Safi. Now they're in a good position. Wagoina glides past one marker. Wagoina is into the box area, and that's a penalty. There can be no two takes about it. Points to the 6-yard spot. Chitara have a penalty to pay.
Well, clearly, I just don't understand what Paddy Mohamed was thinking there, because what do you expect from that kind of reaction from you? You make the job very easy for...
This could send him to 12. He's been their lead talisman, their chief marksman here. Wagoina with a slow run. Kusima set the wrong way. And Express are right back in it. It's a Newton's dream match. In 18 minutes, both teams have found the goals. There will be no clean sheets. We could expect an avalanche here.
Yeah, I think that this should be a very, very interesting game of football, where there could be quite a number of goals scored. From the way this game has started, it's quite open, and therefore you think that if it remains being played in this
the only person you probably think might not have slotted in seamlessly would be Benjamin Nyakojo, because he's the only one who's just back from injury, but surprisingly seems to be one of the more comfortable ones.
But the thing is that as a team, somehow, if you look at their recent performances, Chitara, you could see that there's been a bit of tentativeness in their play, even when they were taking on neck in the game that they lost 1-0.
Omedi freeing it up here for Eric Mubert. Tries to cross the ball to the opposite flank, leaving Cabon. Keeps it on the pitch for the moment. Cut back. Jude Semugabi will fancy a chance from distance. Well, that was traveling. Just did not come down at the right time. Good imaginative work there from Jude.
Yeah, he thought that the idea was the right one, actually, but maybe just the execution is what lacked a bit. But I think you can see from the reaction of the manager of Chitara, that is Brian Senyondo. He clearly feels that maybe his players should be giving a lot more than they are offering. And for me, from what I'm seeing, I think there's that lack of confidence that is troubling them a bit. They just need to settle down and play their game and not think about what's happening elsewhere, but just focus on the game as it is here.
Well, that equalizer changes one statistic in the head-to-head running here between Express and Chitara, because never before in this game have both teams been able to score in one match. It normally ends with the losing team having a nil scoreline. That will not be the case today.
Yeah, that's the interesting statistic, as you pointed out. In the first round, of course, that game ending 1-0 courtesy of Paul Muchurezi goal. And then the previous encounters that they made in the 2020-21 season, also you could see that they clearly were dominated by Exeter at that time, and they didn't concede a goal.
A 4-0 in one match, a hat-trick there for Eric Kenzo Kambale.
Yeah.
In another match, it was also a 1-0 victory for Express Football Club. Well, this one is a 1-1. It looks like it's all to play for.
Definitely. Everything to play for, clearly. But the Express, you can see from what we're seeing them display there, they're looking more confident, and they seem to be enjoying the game a lot more than Chitara are.
Well, Express at the moment we're trying to play with bodies to the defenders, forcing them into tackles. Managed to get the ball away. They get the ball back to Omedi, twisting and turning. Very little support showing up in time for him. Eric Mubert eventually releasing the ball out here. For Living Cabon, nice stop, and nobody's there to finish it off. Frank Zaga to Mwesi Jenida to find a touch, any any form of contact with the ball, and that would have been goal. Somehow, for the world of me, couldn't find it. And now Alpha Thierry Sally romping into the counter-attack here. Sally, Thierry gets a through pass, floated in! Goalkeeper to the rescue, and the ball just goes wide. Well, Alpha Thierry Sally, they are not happy with the referee not calling that ball, but the cross comes in! Woo la la! Dangerously close once again. Doesn't happen for them just as yet. And that is the final offensive that the referee can only point to the center, and especially with the top of the spot still quite available. Well, for the taking here for Chitara.
Affected by the fact that Nyakojo hesitated a bit, so his teammate there was a bit reluctant, not expecting the ball to come into his side.
Ober just handing the ball to Mansour Safi. Was his understudy.
Yeah, but hardly known in the circles of the Uganda Premier League.
Oh, it's a good through pass here. Bringing forth Alpha Thierry Sally into the box area. Can he call it? Yes, it does. First touch, not quite. Second assures safety here for Chitara Football Club. Try to attack in the same instance, but just as easily lose possession, and now they pick it up once again. Omedi Dennis has options ahead. Pade Muhomoza going advanced. The pass cannot get past the defense of Express Football Club.
Well, you get a sense that maybe the Chitara players are starting to look leggy in the way they are reacting when they don't have the ball, in the way they are passing the ball. Somehow you just don't see that zeal that you would expect.
Instantly on the ball and looking to release his captain Rams, Kawoya. This is Zay Salumu. There's hardly a chance that Alpha Thierry will make that ball. The surface also playing its part in making sure players can't go at full speed gung-ho. Alpha Thierry there, caught in between wanting to speed up and meet the ball, but also afraid of running into, well, the perimeter fence there. Come on. This is Omedi. Forces a shot here. Just on the wrong end of the pole.
Quite superb, I must say. If it had gone through, I'm sure that Chitara would now be counting goal number 2.
Mucho. And a chance for Solomon Ali Okwalinga. Had a knack for scoring goals while down at Mbarara City. Today doesn't seem to happen for them. In that instance of play, talking about Brian Ahebwa, well, it just seemed to be some real slack attack and not enough support here for him to galvanize on. Or maybe was it the fear of running offside?
Yeah, I think so. There's a bit of hesitation on his part. But what we're seeing in this bit of play now, you can see it's all Chitara than Express.
Keeping the ball just close enough for Express to see, but far away to keep them out of touch and giving them sufficient opportunities here to take the throw. Musa Sali tries to plead his innocence. The referee, Asadu Semere, has his mind made up.
Well, I don't think that he can complain much there. I thought that was clearly a charge, over the top there by Musa Sali.
Well, may count himself lucky, because one player that could have ended up with a booking in that instance should probably be the Express man, Dawson Mafumu, coming in with a very high raised boot.
Yeah, I guess he only survives just for one simple reason, that he did not get contact on Paul Muchurezi. Otherwise, you feel that raising your boot that high is clearly unacceptable.
Well, he's famed for being able to make the goalkeepers work from this distance. Paul Muchurezi has just walked onto the pitch. You can definitely anticipate that he'll be a shoe-in for this set piece. Omedi steps away from it. Living Carbon is also a very lively threat. And Chitara let it fly nearly. Very good serve there.
Trying to make sure that they hang on to that 1 point.
Langen appeals for a handball there. Benjamin Nyakojo, notorious for his aerial prowess in the offensive. This time just doesn't get lucky. Ball play back here to Crispus Kusima. Looks to launch a long ball. Easily averted. Chitara pick up possession once again. Eric Muber really had a very good game today. Trying to get the quick slip in. from Omedwa. They still have the possession here. Muchu threads it in, momentarily crossed away, and Omedi! Goalkeeper to the rescue! Abdul Chimera, did he get a touch on that? Omedi positioned well, opened up the body, struck that with some ferocity. Somehow the goalkeeper up to the task. It struck the upright. And Express, I beg to re-echo my man of the match, Lady Luck.
Yeah, definitely. I thought that seemed to be destined to the back of the net, but seeing that Express are still holding on.
Maxwell tries to search through the center. Isalumu with some very good reading there to get the ball away. Now Express try to keep the ball away here from Chitara, but now they have a chance to launch an offensive of their own. Joshua Musoke looking for support. He's teasing and taunting, not agile enough, not showing enough guile to beat the experience and rock solid eagle eye of Benjamin Nyakojo. Possession handed away. They'll fancy a chance to go from a distance here. Wagoina in the box area has the space, just sails it over the bar. That's a rare sight when at the tail end of a game and it's stuck at 1-1. For you to see Wagoina that deep, well, that should tell you just how much pressure they are under.
Yeah, but again, Maxwell Wagchiyu plays a very poor pass, and again that puts Chitara under pressure. The second time that he's doing that kind of playing that kind of pass. I don't understand why he plays it central instead of playing it out wide to stretch and open up the Express defense. Instead he plays it central and they just bring them back.
Solomon Alio Kwalinga now getting it to Eric Mube, trying to release it through the center. Good play from Paddy Muhumuza. And they advance in numbers. Flick on. Churez gets the ball, shot in, goalkeeper saves and hacked clear. Isalumu is furious with his defense. Abdul Chimera is hanging by a thread, and it's a corner kick here for Chitara Football Club.
Yeah, it was very good interplay between Muchurezi and Jasper, rather Rana Hewa, but good save from Abdul Chimera.
From the corner, palmed away, not yet out of the woods. Well held up, and a tipping save. Well, what will they do to beat Abdul Chimera?
20 minutes after the kind of issues he had in the first half.
Corner brought in, nudged away, and that's another corner. Omedi protesting here, seems to believe he's due a penalty. The referee, well, not to be suckered in just as yet. Final minute, whipped in, and Chitara have cracked it. Chitara have done the inevitable, leaving Cabon from the corner to the back of the net, breathes life into the title charge of Chitara Football Club. They are not yet done, they are not yet out, they are still in this.
Well, I'll tell you, Jermaine, that something has got to be done to keep those fans and the technical bench of Chitara in control. Otherwise, they are going ballistic here. And this is the kind of thing that you want to watch in league football. And also when you have a title running, such drama, led drama is what makes this game all the worth it. But the thing is that if Chitara hang on and get the 3 points, it's the least they deserve. They've really the way Owagchiyu cleared it, and he just played it back straight up to his opponent. That is Sechin Bega, or rather Semandeke.
Frank Iga will now take the place of the beast, Dennis Omedi, for the final few seconds of what's left in this game. Free kick, Omedi stays on. Well, he looked like momentarily there he was caught in two minds of whether to go off or not. Mansour Safi, goalkeeper, Crispus Kusima.
Smooth as it. Yeah.
Makes no mistake.
That was good goalkeeping for him there. Made sure that he held on to the ball, eating up a few seconds and possibly seeing the last bit of action of this game, Jermaine.
100 minutes of a real thriller we've had here. And the final whistle will spark delirium among the handful of Chitara fans that braved the journey